So, dear colleagues, thank you, Istvan. I welcome you to this morning's voting session of the TRAN committee. I hope that all colleagues that are supposed to vote are on board. We have an important vote today, but first I would like to ask if we can adopt the agenda as proposed. So this is the case, as there are no objections. Unfortunately, Karima, our chair, is not able to attend today's meeting, so you will have to cope with me. And we have only one item on the agenda. This is the vote on the TEN-T report. It's important that we vote today because we want to ensure that we can vote in plenary in April. The rapporteurs of this crucial and core file of this committee are Barbara Thaler and Dominique Riquet, and I want to thank first the two rapporteurs for doing an immense job on digging through all those amendments that have been presented by this committee. So thank you, Barbara, and thank you, Dominique, for having worked on this file. So you all received the voting lists, and we can start immediately with the vote on the TEN-T. But before the vote, we would do the test vote. And I will not ask you if you are happy that Karima is not here or here, but I want to know if you had good weather during the Easter holidays. So if you had good weather, please press plus. If you had bad weather, it's a minus. Go ahead, please. Vote. The vote is closed. So we had 28 persons with good weather, 9 with bad weather, and 4 don't know if they had good weather. So the quote is achieved. The quorum is achieved. So we can start the votes. I will do it not slowly, but I will make sure that you know what we are voting. Okay? So some of the compromise amendments are voted en bloc, and we start with the first vote. It's compromise amendments 1 to 9. It's not roll call, right?
No.
So it's not roll call. So please show up hands. Who's in favor? Who's against? This is adopted. We then go to Amendment 602. For me, it's page 6. Perhaps it's page 7 for you. Amendment 602. Who is in favor? Who's against? Abstentions? This is not clear. We do a check. Please vote in favor. Please vote. Sorry. I was still in the show of hands mode. Please vote. Vote is closed. Thank you. It's accepted. 24 against 22. We go to chapter 2. For me, it's page 21. We vote together the compromise amendments 10 to 13. Who is in favor? Who is against? Abstentions? This is adopted. Then we go to compromise amendment 14, page 27 for me. Who's in favor?
Which one? Compromise?
14. Who's against? Who abstains? So this is adopted as well. Then on the next page, compromise amendments 15 and 16 by show of hands. Who's in favor? Who's against? Who abstains? This is adopted. Then we go to compromise amendments 16A to 19. Those are on page 36 for me. Who is in favor? Who's against? Abstentions? This is adopted. We go to chapter 3, section 2, compromise amendments 20 to 23. Who's in favor? Who's against? Abstentions? Adopted. Chapter 3, section 3, compromise amendments 24 to 27. Who is in favor? Who's against? Abstentions? This is adopted. Chapter 3, Section 5, Compromise Amendment 32. Who is in favor?
28 to 31.
I skipped one page. I'm sorry. Chapter 3, Section 4, Compromise Amendment 28 to 31. You are right. Who is in favor? Who's against? Abstentions? This is adopted. Now we come to Compromise Amendment 32. Who is in favor? Who's against? Abstentions? This is adopted. Now we vote Compromise Amendments 33, and we vote first the alternative compromise because it's the first to vote. So, who is in favor of Compromise Amendment 33?
Alternative.
Thank you. Against? Abstentions? I'm going to check this. Compromise Amendment 33. Please vote. Vote is open. Alternative 33.
2 PPP, too many. There's 2.
There are 2 EPP voting too much. 2. We have too many EPP voting.
It's always good.
One.
It's always good.
Still 1.
It's fine.
So now it's fine. Vote is closed.
Not accepted.
So this
222.
So this is rejected.
Compromise 33.
So as this is rejected, we vote the Compromise Amendment 33. Who is in favor?
Yes.
Who's against? Abstentions?
It's accepted, but check.
We will check this as well. So Compromise 33, please vote. Vote is open.
33.
Vote is
1 EPP too many.
still 1 EPP voting too much. Please check.
Okay, fine.
Now it's fine. Vote is closed.
Accepted.
This is adopted.
We go to 34. Compromise 34.
So we go to the Compromise Amendment.
34.
So the alternative Compromise Amendment 34 is rejected because Amendment 33 was adopted. So we go directly to Compromise Amendment 34. Okay? Who is in favor of Compromise Amendment 34? Thank you. Against? Abstentions? This was adopted. Chapter 3, Section 6, Compromise Amendments 34 to 38. Who is in favor? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. Compromise Amendment 39 to 41A. Who is in favor? Who is against? Abstentions? Adopted. Chapter 4, Compromise Amendments 42 to 46. Who is in favor? Who is against? Abstentions? Adopted. Then Compromise Amendment 47. Who is in favor? Who is against? Who abstains? Adopted. 47A, Compromise Amendment 47A. Who is in favor? Thank you. Against? Abstentions? This is adopted. Then we vote together Compromise Amendment 48 and 49. Who is in favor? Who is against? Abstentions? Adopted. Now we go to Chapter 5, Compromise Amendments 50 to 53. Who is in favor? Who is against? Abstentions? Adopted. Compromise Amendment 54. Who is in favor? Who is against? Abstentions? Adopted. Then we have 2 amendments that are voted together, Amendment 1571 and 1572. Who is in favor? Who is against? Abstentions? This is rejected. Compromise Amendment 54A. Who is in favor? Who is against? Abstentions? Adopted. Then Chapter 6, Compromise Amendments 55 to 65. Who is in favor? Who is against? Who abstains? Adopted. Then we have Now we start the series of roll call votes, colleagues. Okay, all votes that are following now are roll call. We start with compromise amendment 66. The vote is open. By roll call.
One EPP.
Colleagues of EPP, there's one too much. Yeah. I ask you to stop this.
It's okay.
Now it's okay. Vote is closed. This is adopted. Compromise amendment 67. Please vote. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Adopted. Compromise amendment 68. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Adopted. Compromise amendment 69. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Adopted. Now we have the oral amendment number 1. Please, roll call. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. Amendment 1631A. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. Now we go to amendment 1635. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is rejected. We go to amendment 1648. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1660. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1659. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Adopted. 1661. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is rejected. 1662. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is rejected. 1663. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is rejected. 1671. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Rejected. 1672. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is rejected. 1678. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1689. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Adopted. 1692 and 1693, they're identical. They're voted together. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Adopted. 1694. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1695. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1696. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1697 falls. 1701. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1702 false. 1703. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is accepted. 1852. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1723. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1731. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Adopted. 1741 and 1742 are identical. They are voted together. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1745 and 1746 are identical. They are voted together. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Adopted. 1749. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Adopted. 1750 and 1751 are identical. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Adopted. 1752 and 1753 identical. Vote is open. Vote is closed. Adopted. 1766. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1768. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 1774. Vote is open. Vote is closed. It's adopted. 1776. Vote is open. Vote is closed. It's adopted. 1788. Vote is open. Vote is closed. It's rejected. 1789, first part. Vote is open. Vote is closed. It's adopted. We have a second part? No, it's first at 1790. Vote is open. Vote is closed. It's adopted. So 1789, second part false. We go to 1795. Vote is open. Vote is closed. It's adopted. 1802. Vote is open. Vote is closed. It's adopted. 1811. Vote is open. Vote is closed. It's adopted. And we're at the end of the roll call votes. Congratulations, colleagues. We vote now amendment 1849 by show of hands. Who's in favor? Who's against? Who abstains? I think this is adopted. Compromise amendment 70 on the recitals. Who's in favor? Who's against? Who abstains? This is adopted. Now we have an oral amendment that has been sent yesterday evening by the ID group, and I would like to give the colleague Panza the word.
Thank you, Chair. As a rapporteur of the opinion on the Regi Committee, I would like to add this part on the Compromise 70. And should also include local transport models related to the morphology of the area, such as cableway or lake transport.
Thank you, colleague. This is an oral amendment. Are there any objections to this oral amendment? We need 3 members to object. If not, if there are no objections, we vote. There are no objections, so we're going to vote on this. Who is in favor of this oral amendment? Thank you. Who's against? Who abstains? For me, this is close, so we're going to check. Please vote on the machine. Who's in? The vote's open. Vote is closed. And it is adopted.
Oral amendment 2.
We go to oral amendment 2. This is already in the voting list. So who's in favor of oral amendment 2? Thank you. Who's against? Who abstains? This is adopted, even though there are not many colleagues who participated. 273. You know where we are? Okay. Who's in favor? No? It's page 126 for me. Amendment 273 of colleague Dalunde. So please show of hands. Who's in favor? Who's against? Who abstains? This is rejected. Amendment 331, 4 pages further. Who is in favor? Who is against? Who abstains? This is rejected. We go to Amendment 390. Who is in favor? Who is against? Who abstains? This is rejected. 391, first part. Who is in favor? Who is against? Who abstains? I think this is adopted, but we're going to check. 391, first part. Please vote. Vote is open. Vote is closed. This is adopted. 391, second part. Who is in favor? Who is against? Who abstains? This is rejected. 391, third part. Who is in favor? Who is against? Who abstains? This is adopted. Okay. 391, third part. Please vote. Vote is open. Vote is closed. It's rejected. I'm sorry, colleagues. Thank you for having checked. So now we go 8 pages further. Compromise Amendment 71. Who's in favor? Who's against? Who abstains? This is adopted. Colleagues, we're going to the final vote, and the final vote is by roll call. Vote is open. Vote is closed. And this is adopted by unanimity. Auch roll call? So, colleague, this was a great job, but we're not finished yet because we have to vote on a negotiation mandate, dear colleagues, and we need 24 members in favor of this. So please vote by roll call on the negotiation mandate. Vote is open. Please vote. Vote is closed. So accepted as well. So I would like to give the word to the 2 rapporteurs. I think ladies first, Dominique. So Barbara, do you want to say something? Go ahead.
Of course. Of course. Thanks a lot, Chair. but thanks a lot to all colleagues and all members of staff from your offices and from the Secretariat especially, and all advisors for the very good cooperation throughout the last months. Thanks a lot to Dominique. It was a pleasure working with you as a co-rapporteur. Thank you for the strong support. We have really a broad majority and a strong position. Well, now we can start the trialogues very soon, and the challenge will start now. I think we are all aware of that. It was a very good time. Thank you very much indeed, and everyone did a tremendous job. Thanks a lot, colleagues.
Vielen Dank, Barbara. Dominique, tu as la parole.
Oui, juste un petit mot en français. Voilà. D'abord, merci à tout le monde, merci à tous pour ce vote, puisque ça va donner une position forte au Parlement, puis ça montre aussi que nous avons une vision partagée sur ce que doit représenter, ce que représentent les réseaux pour notre Europe. Voilà. Et je pense que moi, ça me paraît politiquement un signal vraiment très intéressant de la compréhension d'un certain nombre de choses en Europe par nous tous. Et je suis très touché de cette unanimité. Et ça nous permettra, comme l'a dit Barbara, d'arriver en position forte pour les trilogues qui s'annoncent compliqués vu la position du Conseil. Remercier bien sûr Barbara, ça a été un plaisir de travailler avec elle. Et je pense que ça nous a permis, ce travail à tous les deux, peut-être d'arriver justement à ce consensus dans notre commission. Moi, je voudrais remercier nos collaborateurs, parce que très franchement, là, ça a été, la feuille de vote le montre, hein, ça a été un travail énorme. Et c'est eux qui ont fait la plus grande partie du travail. Bon, bien sûr, on fait les arbitrages politiques, mais il y a un travail énorme qui a été fait. Moi, je voulais les remercier. Et d'une certaine façon, c'est leur rapport aussi, au moins autant que le nôtre. Voilà. Et je termine en vous disant à tous, soyez sûrs d'une chose, c'est qu'avec Barbara, on vous représentera le plus dignement possible auprès du Conseil. Merci.
So congratulations, dear colleagues, and we are wishing you good luck for the negotiations. I think you will be the best to represent us. The next meeting is on the 24th and 25th of April, and the session is closed.